What's going on, everyone? I'm Mr. Christopher, and welcome to a series that should have been live this past Monday, but due to some unforeseen circumstances that hindered me unable to record on Sunday night, I am here on Wednesday. So, by the title, you all will know what this is. And that is, it's Two Penny Saloon. Um, this is an idea I've had for eh, since I played Red Dead 2. I will say that. Uh, I will dive more into detail next week, which would be Monday. But this episode was to announce the schedule of the channel, what you guys should expect, barring any unforeseen circumstances. So, what the main premise of the of the series is when Two Penny Saloon kicks in, it's gonna air every Monday at 10 o'clock in the afternoon, 10 o'clock in the morning on Eastern Coast. So adjust it for everyone around. I'm not that brain capable right now to do that, but 10 o'clock in the morning on East Coast. And what you do, if you're off, get your favorite drink. If you drink, if you're at work and you're on a break, get yourself a soda, a coffee, whatever. Just get something that you enjoy. For me, that just so happens to be root beer, and specifically A&W, which not sponsored. So let's crack open one. Ah. So yeah, we sit down, we talk about random things that happened last week, things going on with the channel, things in other topics, you know. Um hmm. So this, if anyone, I really can't talk tonight. If anyone is subscribed over to OKG, you know that we started doing a series called Open Minded, where depending on what we have to talk about depends on how long the video goes. If it's one topic, it's roughly 20 minutes, which we haven't had a open-minded episode where we talk for one topic. This is going to be more in vain of that. So when I started this particular channel up, I had a series called Let's Talk, which was a play on the whole Let's Play thing, where it's, I'm on camera, I'm talking to you guys, all that matters. But I said, nah, I want to make it something that has a name to it, not just Let's Talk, because that's kind of corny, kind of what have you, and not unique enough, because everyone that does a vlog of some kind, that does some kind of update or any type of just sitting down and talking to you guys, that's good. That talks to anyone. They always have to title it just something like, "Oh my God, my day this week, blah blah blah." That's not what this is. When I talk to you guys, I want to talk about a topic that's going to get discussion going. Not, "Oh my God, this is the end of the world." So that's what this is. You know, this is just me being me, and I'm here to talk to you. And um, just chillax. So what I want to talk about today is mainly the schedule of the channel. So when it comes to long series, meaning what we did with Doom, and what we started with Red Dead, it's going to be one video a day. So Monday to Friday. Saturday, Sundays are off limits for uploads at this time. I got a problem. So Saturday, Sundays are off limits for uploads. So don't expect new video of any kind on Saturday, Sunday on my channel. Over on OKG, maybe an open-minded or two. At least one. But I can't really say anything on that. And this isn't an OKG video, so I'm just going to focus on this channel in this video. So, one video a day for long series. So that means Monday is going to have 2 videos, Wednesday, 2 videos, Friday, 2 videos. I'm going to start out with that schedule because I want to test an afternoon evening time slot. And I don't want to do that with just any other video. So I know 10 o'clock generates some views, but not a lot of people get a chance to watch those videos due to lunches, work, whatever not lining up with that 10 o'clock slot to sit down and watch. Now the root beer's gonna fight me. So, when I can talk. I swear, I can talk. When we have a long series, there's going to be one video, and that's going to be on the channel around 3 or 4 o'clock. And why 3 or 4 o'clock? Because that's when a lot of people that have like that first shift or, day shift or anything like that, like I don't want to call it shift work because I've done shift work and there's first, second, third shift, and if I do it one way, one side of the shifts get screwed. If I do it the other way, then the other side, and so on and so forth. So I'm just thinking about a regular 40-hour full-time job that isn't shift work. You're getting off right around 4 o'clock. So I'm like, okay, 3 o'clock. If anyone, wants to, well, I don't know anyone that truly gets off at 3, but I do know of some places that their schedule goes on till 3 o'clock. So instead of making them wait, so on and so forth. Really don't know where I'm going with this. But 3, 4 o'clock, around that range, the long series will be up. So Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 10 o'clock, there's going to be a video in the morning. Mondays will be to Penny Saloon. Wednesdays will be random. I'm dubbing Wednesday's morning slot Wildcard Wednesday because it could be an unboxing video. I was blown away by how many people actually watched the first unbox. I really was. So expect some, not like every month, but do expect like when I get something that's special to me, that means something, or something that's going to go towards the channel. I'm not doing an unboxing video on random products. I will leave that to you guys. Comment down below if that's something you want to see. Not in this year, but down the line as the channel grows. If that's something you want to see, comment down below, and I'll write it into the books of future goals. So, what about Friday? I've talked about the Talking Mondays, two Penny Saloons episode. I've talked about Wildcard Wednesdays, where it's going to be random. What about Friday? What's going to be on Friday? Well, for those of you that have been wondering where the WWE series has been, I haven't forgotten it. Surprisingly enough, it's still there. Everything's still on the computer. Well, I should be pointing down here. Everything's still on the computer. And that means it's coming back. And where's it coming back at? Friday morning. It's Friday morning wrestling is what I'm going to dub the Friday morning slot. Because I'm just not going to leave the wrestling content there. I still have too much passion for it. I still want to keep going with it. And I don't want to leave it off with the final thing that we see was Brian Christopher finally got his contract spot in NXT. Someone needs to get this root beer away from me. So I just blinded myself. So that's what the schedule's going to be. Every 10 o'clock on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, there's going to be a video. And it's going to relate to what I just said. Monday's themes talking, so 2 Penny Saloon. Wednesday's episode's random, Wildcard Wednesday. Again, it's just going to be whatever like game is quick enough for me to record. And then Friday's going to be wrestling. That's where the wrestling series is going to go. So, going back to Wednesdays, that's where you'll see Unboxed. That's where you'll see quick little games. Maybe even I play some early access games that will be a series, but they just won't be prominent every day of the week. And so that leads us into the long series where games like Doom and Cyberpunk will fit in. One video a day, and depending on the length of the game, so if it's a 40-hour game, the videos are going to be about an hour and a half long. And if I do it like that, that's 40 parts. But with 5 days of the week covering it, that's 8 weeks. Which should roughly be enough time to beat it. But I like to mass record. So that means recording 2 or 3 videos in one sitting. That's why when you're looking at Doom, and if you're watching my wardrobe, the final few parts of Doom, I wore the same shirt because it was all in one sitting. Whoops, sorry, microphone. It was all in one sitting. So that meant any tips that you guys will send me, it'll be 2 or 3 videos before I see it. Or well, not before I see it, but before it starts making its way into the series. So if you guys say, hey, go find this particular thing on this particular map, 2 or 3 videos later will be when you start seeing that. It's not that I prefer mass recording, but when it comes to the long series of games, that's sort of what I have to do. Mainly because if it's a game I've been looking forward to, you bet I'm going to be playing the living crap out of that game. So, yeah. When this goes up January 15th, that's really exciting for me because the very first long series on the channel. It might not be popular, and it might very well surprise me, just like Unboxed. But when you have the passion for it, anything's possible. So January 17th, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot comes out. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I believe some YouTubers out there have gotten hit with a form of copyright claim. Not a strike, but a claim. Maybe a strike. I'm not 100% sure, but when it comes to Dragon Ball, um, everyone that owns Dragon Ball, and I used to know off the top of my hand everyone that owned it, um, it gets really funky and weird with copyright. So that's going to be a game that will probably be played, but the volume will be extremely toned down so that way I can get on the channel and then, excuse me, further down the line, it won't come back to bite me. Is it a selfish thought? Kinda. But I'm looking at it on a more professional side. Because I obviously don't own the rights to any music I use. That's why the WWE series, when it first went live, the music was off. So it was just the crowd, and I didn't have the commentator speaking because I was the commentator. Good. So that's where I was like, I just can't have it be silenced. And I don't have any copyright free music to use at the moment. So that's where I'm just going to turn the music and the sounds up to a noticeable enough degree to where anyone at home watching can hear the music play faintly, but not enough to be like, oh yeah, I'm playing the music because everyone knows that music and everyone's going to come to me and I want to get paid for it. No, it's not that. It's just I'm doing things for more realistic purposes. Coworker of mine and I, we talked about racing games and how they played like more cartoony, like Crash Team Racing, Mario Kart, and stuff like that. And I told him, I was like, those are fun and everything, but what really gets me involved is realistic. The realistic side of sports games, the simulation. Racing games are more in tune for this for me. Now, that doesn't mean you're not going to see a racing game here or there on here, but that just means that you would probably expect something like Formula One, NASCAR, or stuff like that. Mainly because that's what appeals to me, and that's what can get me fired up for video. But when it comes to racing games, not so easy to commentate over. So, I guess, it's what, 20 minutes? 20 minutes, so I'm not, we go until the drink is done, and I still have drink left. So, as much as I've been swigging out of that, I'm surprised I still have root beer. So what else do I want to talk about that would kind of sway some conversation? I know. In the wrestling side of the world. For anyone that doesn't know, and I mean, it's shaking up enough that I think a lot of the wrestling fans out there know about this. But David Benoit, who is the son of the late Chris Benoit, stated in an interview that he was wanting to use the Chris Benoit name. Whether it be Chris Benoit or Chris Benoit Jr., he wants to carry on his father's legacy. That's fine and dandy with me, because that's the one character, the one character on WWE television that got me deeply involved with wrestling to begin with. And I owe my passion to him. I'm only going to touch on the subject lightly, and that's going to be right here. I respect everything he did for the business. I honestly think that people should not let the terribleness overside his legacy. Because if you look at the legacy, phenomenal legacy. Phenomenal legacy. And it's one of those, well, he shouldn't have done what he did. And people are right. He shouldn't have done what he did. But if he did, if he didn't, then everything would be fine and dandy in the world. In terms of wrestling side. Not like world peace and end of world hunger and stuff like that. We're talking like, I think a lot of people, when it comes to the Chris Benoit name, they won't be as triggered to say, well, he's a murderer and this, and he should never be around wrestling ever again. I get it. I really do. But it's a legacy thing. Respect what those who passed away gave us in the end. Without Roddy Piper, we wouldn't have characters and heels trying to get as much heat as possible. I honestly don't think Paul Heyman would be Paul Heyman without Roddy Piper for setting the grounds for promo work like that. So I'm just going to leave it off of that. I honestly think David Benoit should do what he wants. If he wants to wrestle, let him wrestle. If it wants to be with his dad's name, then by all means, bring that name out of the mud and put a new shine of light on it. But this is the fun twist of things. If he were to ever get picked up by the WWE, he's going to have to do a name change. So I would not expect David Benoit, under any circumstances, to be under the WWE roster. But he stated in this interview that when his dad passed away and he was watching wrestling, he noticed that the product quality of WWE just started going downhill, and there was never really a true up point for him. And that's the key phrase there, for him. And it wasn't until All Elite Wrestling debuted that he got the interest to go back into wrestling. So now I touched on for him. The product quality changes dramatically every generation. People that were born in the 80s into the 90s, they saw the Attitude Era. They saw the best product in their mind. People like me that were born in the middle of the 90s, that have very faint memories of the Attitude Era, I still have memories of the NWO. I still have memories of Steen. And I still have memories of Austin, Rock, and Vince McMahon's rivalries. Uh, but they're just that. They're very faint memories. And uh, I never really I never really watched it after WCW died because that's when my father and I stopped watching. I didn't pick it up until 2006. And that was when we had John Cena, who was still popular, but not as popular, going up against Edge. And I remember the first main event match I ever watched on TV was John Cena and Ric Flair versus Edge and a partner of his choosing. I can never remember who he chose to be his partner. But that was the first time I really truly watched wrestling. Got hooked on it. Thick and thin, I'll always be a wrestling fan. Doesn't matter the brand, doesn't matter the company. Always be a wrestling fan. So, well, I no longer have root beer. This is a problem. So, the last thing I have to say before we end the video and at almost 30 minutes, almost half an hour. The setup. As you all have been sitting here for 30 minutes, if you've been watching my face, congratulations. You've sat through half an hour of looking at me drink root beer and just ramble on a lot of different things. I am getting tired. But if you've noticed, I don't have a warm light hitting my face from for me, the left side, for you guys, the right side. I don't have a warm light hitting me from this direction. It is hitting me straight dead on in the face. So that every time I'm looking at the camera, I am looking almost at the light. The light is, there's the camera, the light is right up there. I am almost blind from how bright this light is. So that doesn't help my eyes being heavy or anything. The reason why is because, well, I'm going to make the announcement right now. The first long series is Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. But Friday, if I can get it done right, Friday or Saturday, excuse me, Friday or Saturday, we will see an unboxed video for the collector's edition of Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. And that means I bought a physical edition, and I bought it for the PlayStation. I know the Xbox One X supports, enhances Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, but unfortunately, the only way I can capture Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, if not through OBS, through Elgato. And my Elgato does not support 4K, which is what the Xbox One X runs at. So, unfortunately, I can't do an enhanced gameplay of it. But I do have a PlayStation 4 Pro. And that's what I just so happen to get Kakarot for. So, with that being said, the next video will be on Friday. Unless Steam didn't make a mistake, because I did get this on Steam as well. If Steam did not make a mistake and Dragon Ball Z Kakarot releases on computer first on January 16th, then expect words form sentence now. expect my series starting on Thursday, if everything is set in stone and it's coming out on the 16th on Steam. Now this is the next announcement, since I've already announced that Dragon Ball Z Kakarot will be the first long series. The next announcement is that it's going to be unique. It will be unique. Unique. There's the word. It's going to be unique. So, anyone that grew up with Dragon Ball Z knows of filler. Anyone that watches any anime knows that there are filler episodes, which means it's to pad out the season, to pad out the series, but also to allow the manga to get a little bit further ahead, so that way they don't have to worry about catching up and having to wait for the next chapter. So that's where Dragon Ball Z Kakarot's going to be different on this channel. So we're going to have 2 series running at the same time. I just blinded myself again. So there's going to be the main series, which is where we fight the sagas, the bosses of every saga. So Raditz, Vegeta, Frieza, Cell, Majin Buu. I think I've hit enough without going into too many spoilers. Because a lot of people get shocked to hear that not everyone has seen Dragon Ball, or everyone that has seen Dragon Ball tends to forget key aspects of Dragon Ball itself. So, I'm going to try and avoid as much spoilers as I can, but that's what Dragon Ball Z Kakarot was made for. It was made for the fans that know the story. But it's a nice bridge for those that have never seen it, never read it, and they can go, okay, this is a new form of media that I can use to consume this story. So, how it's going to work is when we play, when we hit a boss. So here's a prime example. When we kick on the first part of the series, as soon as we beat Raditz, depending on how long it takes, depends on how much of content goes on after. But once that part ends, because I know the story, the next part is going to be called Part 1.1. And that will be the second series. And the main series is just going to be the Part 1, Part 2, Part 3, Part 4. While the filler series is going to be the Part 1.1, 2, 3, 4, however long, until we get to Part 2. And then Part 2.1, so on and so forth. That way, those that just want to experience the story can play a playlist of just the main story without worrying too much about the sub stories and side quests, because it adds to the experience, but not necessarily. We have until at least the 16th, at most the 17th. If you guys don't want to see that split up and you want to see it in just one long playlist, comment down below. But I'm doing this for those that want to watch the full series, and they can go, okay, open up two tabs with each playlist, watch part 1, and then go over here and watch all the way up to here. And then I know it's terrible to do a back and forth style, but if you are watching my videos and trying to get past a certain point and you can see how I get past it, then that's what that's going to be there for. If you want to see the full story and exploration of the lore and everything, that's what it's there for. But to streamline the Saiyan saga, Frieza saga, Android Cell saga, and Majin Buu saga, that is for the people that just want the main, like, what has been shown on the anime side of things. But again, I'm leaving it up to everyone at home. Comment down below. If you want to see just one playlist, let me know. If you like the 2 playlist idea and let you streamline your series while also knowing that there's a filler series that lets you in on a lot of the other things going on behind the scenes, by all means, let me know. But that's going to do it. I've talked long enough. I am getting super tired, and this light is blinding me. So, with that being said, I guess I really didn't explain why this light here. So, to make a long story short, I unplugged that light that was shining in from this corner. So that way the PlayStation could have power. I have no more open outlets on this power strip. Dangerous? Maybe. But I'm going to take that risk. I'm aiming for February, March to start working on my new desk. I've got all my dimensions measured and everything. I've even drawn a couple things to see how it would look and how it would work out for me. So I'm gonna fine tweak some things because I've run into one little snag, but it's not one that's got to be taken back to the drawing board. It's one that I can fix now and not run into when I build it. So with that being said, I know I've had a few silent spots here and there, but that light hit me in the eyes. I can't hardly see. I'm going to find a different place for that light because that is annoying. So, as always, if you liked the video, leave a like. Comment down below. Comment down below if you want 2 playlists or 1 playlist for Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. It streamlines for everyone at home that wants to see just the main points of the series, but it also lets those that like, okay, I watched part 1, now I want to see what he did to get to part 2. Like, what did he do to level up? That's what that's going to be there for. So, 2 series or 1 series, you let me know. There's another thing I said to comment down below with. I can't remember what it was. Oh, yes. No, I lost it. Dang it. I lost it. I'm pretty sure people have commented by this point, so whatever it was, comment down below. And yeah. Next week I will go more into detail about the story behind Penny Saloon. I just wanted to make announcements of time schedules and what is going to entail with every day. So it's just roughly a schedule announcement video while also being a announcement video for Kakarot. So that's all I gotta say. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!